So what keywords do is keywords trigger ads, right? And so a negative keyword just does the exact opposite. It prevents an ad from being triggered. So we want to make sure that we are using the right negative keywords, and they can be, after, again, like 3.5, 4 years of doing this, I found out that the most important negative keywords to have are locations that aren't around you, number one. Okay, so if you're in San Francisco and you probably go to Napa, you probably go to Sacramento, then you don't want those as negative keywords. But you probably want pretty much every other major city in the US as a negative keyword. And here's why. When we're targeting a keyword like airport limo, with Google Ads, you're targeting people in a given area that search for these certain keywords, right? And so if someone, let's say, is searching in San Francisco for a JFK airport car service, and you have the keyword airport car service and you're targeting the Bay Area, your ad many times can show. And I still get businesses I work with tell me about this, that they're like, Mark, why did I get this inquiry? And here's the thing, we can block the vast majority of those, but sometimes there's cities and their search phrase you won't have as a negative keyword. But the best place to start is add locations that are nowhere around you. So if at most you drive, let's say 3 or 4 hours from where you're located, then pretty much in that radius, you don't want to have any of your negative keywords in that radius. But outside of that radius, you want to add all of those major cities. You also want to add airport names and airport codes as negative keywords. You want to, and this is controversial, you want to add your competitors as negative keywords. And here is why. Most of you are going to be on a limited budget, meaning you can't spend, let's say, $500, $1,000 a day on Google Ads, right? Your budget might only be $20, $30, $40 a day. And so we do not want to spend money on clicks for people looking for our competition. Now, is there a chance that they click on our ad, they call us, and maybe we convert them over? Sure, of course, that's a chance, but why would you spend money on someone that already has a brand in mind? And many times they're just calling because they already booked with the company, right? They already booked with the company and they're calling to change something or have a question. So that's why we don't want our ads showing when someone searches for a competitor. So what I do when I build any new campaign is I go through Yelp, I go through Google, I go through pretty much all these different sites, and I see the names of the businesses I'm working with, competitors, and I add those to the list as well because I don't want my clients showing for it. And you have to remember this, Google, with negative keywords, they only block that exact search. So for instance, if you're Joe's Limo, you would want to add Joe apostrophe S. You would want to add Joe's without the apostrophe, and probably even add Joe. So 3 negative keywords to block 1 competitor. And then vehicles you don't own. You know, if you don't own a pink Hummer or a Hummer limo, I noticed that's a very popular search, Hummer limo. Then you probably want to add that as a negative. And so for vehicles you don't own, add those as negatives. And then common negatives. All you have to do, guys, is go Google right now, most common negative keywords. And the sites will have huge lists of the most common negative keywords. I use those on all of my campaigns. So it's a combination of all of these things. You know, locations that my client doesn't service, airport names and codes my client doesn't service, competitors that are nearby, vehicles that they don't own, and then the common negatives.